Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope everyone has an amazing day so far. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I'm doing this DIY channel together with Dyanne. Of course I keep it short. On this channel you will find lots and lots of seasonal decor DIYs and daily decor DIYs. So if you like this content and you like what you see, of course we hope you will click the red subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. So enough talking, let's jump into our new DIY inspiration. For this DIY we need of course our tumbling tile blocks, we need some wood glue or maybe hot glue. But of course when you use the hot glue, be careful that your DIY is not breaking, because with hot glue it breaks faster than you use wood glue. Of course, we have our little container with some cutters, some brushes, some markers, some scissors, and a little bit of wire. So the most things I need always with my DIYs. And of course my saucer with some old piece of kitchen towel which is wet, so I can wipe away the glue very easy. So these are the main things what we need. We are going to make some street lanterns. Of course, I don't know how they will turn out. We will see. I tried to make two sizes, so I hope you are getting out your tumbling tile blocks too and do this DIY also. We are going to start with the bottom and we are going to get 3 blocks like this, and we do some glue on the sides and of course on this side. And number 3 is the closure up. Again, squeeze it and press it together like this, and we get another 3. And we also do some glue on this side and on this side. And again, glue them together, squeeze real hard and give it a little bit of rest and wipe away the glue you don't need like this. And over here, and let it rest for a couple of minutes. So now we are going to do some glue on this side to this side, over here. On each block we have some glue, and I'm going to do it a turn. I give it a turn, so I do one this row and this one is this side, and I'm going to glue them together like this. But you can also do them equally, that's also fine too. So I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure and I'm going to make sure that everything sticks together. This is already one. We're going to lay it apart. We're going to get 4 blocks. And we do very easy. We do some glue on this side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get this one. I'm going to place it over here. And be careful, just in a straight line. I'm going to do some glue on this line over here. And I'm going to place this one, not here, but of course we're going to do this against this one. And now we have the last block, and this will be one glue on this side and a little line on the inside of this block. So very easy. You do over here and you do it on the side, and if everything is correctly, it is very nicely fitting inside and you get a nice little square. Press it together and remove the glue you don't need. And this way, just keep it in place, remove your glue, and then give it another pressure again like this. And we're going to make another one. We can just get 4 blocks and already have 5. I'm going to do some glue on this side. I'm going to place this one against it over here, and I'm going to get 1 on the side again over here. We're going to place this one over here, and the other one, the last one, is also again on this side, and a little small line on this line. Very easy. And just place it in between and make sure that you have a nice square again. Give it a little bit of pressure and remodel it the way you want to have it, because everything needs to fit on top of each other. And we're going to do the last one again, the same like we did with the other ones. Again, over here we do some glue on this one, and I'm going to place this one against it, and we're going to do the last of the 4 blocks, and on this side a little line over here, and we're going to place it in like this. and squeeze it and press it together until we get a nice square. And we have to remodel it a little bit because I think he needs a nice straight line. So again, let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So for everyone who uses the smaller blocks, it's a different numbers because you are going to do 5, 5 and glue them together, and you do this 2 times. So, and you're going to glue them on top of each other. So you also have 2 layers on top of each other. 5, 5, glue together 2 times on top of each other. Then you have your bottom. For the inside, for the stand where he's standing on, you need 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks and 2 blocks. And you are going to, very easy, glue this one and glue this one over here and this one over here. So you also get a nice square. The same, I hope I can show it to you on camera. This is what I mean. You just also make a square you can place on top of here when you have your 2 layers of your bottom. And you are going to do it 4 high or 5 high, just what you like. You can, if you want it to have a little bit longer, you can even go for 6 high, but I think he will be unstable. So I will go for 4 high, would be my choice. So very easy, again, 4 pieces of this one, 2 of this one glued together. And you also have the start of your lantern. So what I'm going to do, I have my 3 pieces and I'm going to do some glue. And of course I see already that this one needs a little bit of work because he is a little outline. He has to be in a straight line or else I'm not going to get him on top of each other. That's not what we want. So this way, what I'm going to do some glue on the inside like this, and I'm going to do on the inside of this one. So very easy. And we're going to glue this one together and this one on top of here. So we make a nice straight line from the 3 pieces together. And we're going to let this rest a little, I think maybe 10 minutes. So now we're going to make the top of the lantern, and we are going to do again 3 blocks in a row. 1, number 2, and number 3 is again a closure up. Squeeze it, press it down, and we're going to do again 3 blocks. And this is 1, this is number 2, and number 3 is again the closing block. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. And also with this one, I'm going to do some glue from each side to the other side like this. And I'm going to place it in the different direction on top of each other again. Also the same like we did with the bottom. And again, give it a little bit of pressure and feel with your fingers that you have a nice straight line. And we're going to let this rest also for 10 minutes. And for the smaller blocks for the top, you're going to do 5, 5 and again glue together. And you do this also 2 times again. Glue them on top of each other, the same like you did with the bottom. And then you also let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So these 2 are drying, this is drying. We are going to get 5 blocks like this. This is just an experiment. I really have no idea how this will turn out. We are going to get busy with the top of the street lantern, but I don't know if this will, I have it in my head, but if this will turn out right, I really have no idea. So we will see. I'm just going to try it, and if it's nothing, you won't see it anymore. So don't worry, I'm just going to do 5 again, and number 3, and number 4, and number 5 is the closure up again. Again, squeeze it and give it a couple of minutes rest so they can really get sucked in the glue. So this way. So, and now we're going to get the 5 block on the side. We're going to do some glue on this side, and we're going to glue them on top of each other. So very easy. Lay them together and squeeze it and press it together like this. Of course, we have to be sure that everything is sticking very nicely and this way. And we're going to let this rest. If you are using the smaller blocks, you need 7, 7, 7 and glue them together. You do it only one time and then you have the same like I have over here for the top. So again, 7, 7, 7, glue together. Now we have already the first start of our top. We are going to get 3 blocks. This is really English for beginners. I'm going to do 1 block and the second one, and of course squeeze it, press it together, and we're going to do again the same over here and squeeze them and press them together. We're going to get our towel and of course we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need. Again over here and make a nice straight line again and let them dry in for at least a couple of minutes. So I did let it dry in and I'm going to do again some glue on all of the 3 blocks and I'm going to turn them over and I'm going to do them in the opposite direction on top of each other again and give it a little bit of pressure and feel with your fingers that you have a nice straight line. And we're going to let this dry in. For the smaller blocks, of course I lay this apart. For the smaller blocks you have again the one with 3 of 7 glued together, that's the bigger one. And now you're going to make 5, 5 and again glue together, 5, 5, glue together, and you're going to place them on top of each other, the same like you did with your bottom. And again you're going to place them on the one piece of the 3 of 7. You're going to glue them later on top of each other. If everything is when you have all the pieces, you have one of the 5 blocks glued together, you have 3 of the 3 blocks double up together like this, and you have the 3 glued together with the 4 blocks like this. If you have all these pieces, then you are right. And we're going to get 4 loose pieces like this. And now we're going to paint, and we are going to paint, of course, you can do it in any way you like. I'm going to keep my bottom in the wood color. I'm going to do the middle piece, this one, I'm going to do black. I'm going to do the 4 loose pieces black, and I'm going to paint one of this one also in the black color. The rest I will have in the wood color. Of course, I have 4 loose pieces. You need, if you use the smaller blocks, I would go for this one. This is already 1 piece and you need to sew 4 of this one. So very easy, just glue them together this way until 1 piece, and you need 4 of this one. So I have here my pieces I am going to paint in the black color. Of course, I use a very easy and cheap brand schoolboard paint. So if you have black paint or maybe spray paint, do whatever you think is right. So I'm going to give this one a nice black color. You don't have to do the tops and the underside because you will glue that later on a wood piece. So you don't have to paint it, only the sides, if you are going to do the same coloring like I do. But probably you will do a different coloring because everyone has a different taste in color. So maybe you like a much different color than I do. So I'm going to paint it in the rest in the black, and you see, of course, later the next step. So I have the pieces black. I want to have black. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the bigger one. I'm going to place it down. I'm going to get this one. And I'm going to do some glue over here on the underside. And of course I have to look for where I have the different direction I want to have, because I'm going to place it over here. And you see already on my fingers, the sides was not dry yet. So you see already, you see, wait a little bit longer until it is dry. Don't do it the way I do. So I'm going to let this rest in for a couple of minutes. And of course, if you use the smaller blocks, also take the bigger piece with 777 and you just place the one with 5, 5 double on top of here. The same I do over here. I'm going to lay it apart. I'm going to get one of this one. Make sure that you get a flat surface on the top like this. We are going to do some loose blocks, 4 pieces over here. And of course, I hope they are dry, but you never know. It's always, always a challenge if everything is dried in. And we're going to place them on each corner. And be sure that you have it in a straight line. And this way I'm going to do the other one. So this way I'm going to place all 4 of them over here. And like this. I'm going to do the third one. Again, some glue. And I'm going to place this one over here. And the last one. And this I'm going to dry in at least a little bit longer, because we must be sure that it is in a straight, or in a straight line. I would say, of course, they have to be in a straight line, but they need to be dried in very nicely, because they need to carry the top of our lantern. So give it a little bit of time. You see, this way you have all 4 of them. So I also going to place this one aside. I'm going to get the last of our blocks. I'm going to get this one. I'm going to do some glue on the underside and on the inside over here. And I'm going to place it in the middle. I'm going to try to find the middle and let it fall in. And look for if I have a straight line or not. Maybe I have to remove a little bit and this way, and I'm going to turn it and I'm going to squeeze it down until I give it a little bit of pressure. And I'm going to, if some glue is coming out, you just take very easy a small brush and you go over it with your brush, and so you turn it and you do the other side and remove the glue you don't need, like this. And we're going to let this dry in also. You see here I took a piece of kitchen towel because I don't want to scratch my top of my lantern, of my street lantern. I'm going to turn it over and lay it over here, like this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give the 4 pieces, I'm going to give some glue. Of course I need to wipe away the top because it's a little bit too much. I'm going to look for the opening and I'm going to do some glue over here. I'm going to do over here and on this one and on this one. And I'm going to give it a couple of minutes before I'm going to turn it over and place it on top of here, because now it can dry in a little bit more. So I waited a couple of minutes and you see already this one is 3 blocks and this is also 3. So he needs to fall in the middle. So I'm going to place it over here like this, and I'm going to just through his weight, he is already coming down because this is double blocks. So we are going to very carefully, if you have it on the right place, you're just going to give it a little bit of pressure this way and just let it dry in. And of course, again, if you have glue which is popping out, and you see already over here, just get your brush and go around and remove the glue you don't need. And also don't forget the inside, like this, because or else you have white dots in between and you don't want that. Of course, a lot of the glue will dry up very clearly, but if you have too much, then you see white places, and that's not what you want. And of course a little on this side. And now we're going to let this dry in. You see, we almost did all the steps, and these steps are the same, gluing together like you have the smaller blocks or the bigger blocks, it doesn't matter. So now I'm going to do on the inside, also from this top, I'm going to do some glue around the opening. Very easy. And let this rest also a couple of minutes, and then we're going to turn it over and place it on top of here, so you can easily see where is the middle. because if you are going to do it different size, turn it over, it's difficult to find the middle. And now I'm going to turn this one over and I can easily find the middle. But I'm going to let this dry in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to get it up because everything is not totally dry, so be careful. And we're going to place it over here. And we're going to look for if we have it on the place we want to have it. We need to go a little to this side, over here. I'm going to turn it over and give it a little bit of pressure this way. And now I'm going to really get a little bit of pressure on top. And again, I'm going to get my brush. I'm going to wipe away the glue. You see already here, you see also popping out, but it's not a lot, it's almost nothing. And now we're going to give it at least a couple of hours to dry. So, and now I'm going to turn it over, and this is how it's turned out. Of course, I see already that I think the bottom is much too small. Of course, you see it this way. This is better to look than this way. I think the bottom is for me too small. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get 4 blocks and I make an extra ring. So I'm going to do some glue on the top. I'm going to glue this one against here. I'm going to do some glue on this top. I'm going to glue this one against here, and I'm going to do some glue on this side and a little bit on this side. And if everything is correctly, I can very easily fit in this one and squeeze it and make a nice square. And we're going to wipe away the glue because, or else we get kind of stains on top of our wood, and that's not what we want. This way, and I'm going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So now I'm going to turn this one upside down and I'm going to do some glue on the ending of the blocks over here and around here. And you see, this is what I mean. And now I'm going to turn it and place it exactly as much as I can, as best as I can, in the middle over here. And we're going to let it dry in totally. So now he's almost finished. You see here, this way. And I think it turned out very nice. The only thing what we're going to do when both of them are finished are doing on the top also a little knob or maybe 2 blocks on top of each other. We will see, but that's later. But for now, I think he looks very nice. I'm going to make the smaller one, but he will be a little bit different because if you do a lower one, and then will be the top will be much too big for the smaller one. So we're going to give it a little change, but they will look together. And before we go further to the rest of our DIY, I have to tell you that this video is also part of a beautiful get-together which is called What Would You Make? This get-together is hosted by the beautiful Connie from Connie's Workshops and DIY, and of course Brenda from Rustic Lace and DIY. The guest host for this month is Annie from Indiana Jones. Of course, I have to say it right. If you will find the links for the ladies in our description box down below, so go check it out. They have all 3 of them amazing channels, so go check it out. And of course, there you also find the playlist for all these beautiful DIYs you will find there from wood. So go check it out also. You will find everything down below in the description box. So again, let's go further with the rest of our DIY. So the first, what we're going to do is again, we're going to make the same 4 pieces like we did in a moment, because I found the stand a little bit too small. That's why I'm going to make the stand already for this one. And of course, for the smaller blocks, you have to measure out a little bit how much you use and what you like, because it's a personal privilege how you want to have it. Maybe you like a little bit because your blocks are already bigger than the 4 that I have. So you have to look for it, what your privilege is and what you like. Of course, for this one, we are going to glue this one. And we have to make sure that we have a nice straight line again. Squeeze it, press it together, and we are going to wipe away the glue. And also over here, like this. And we're going to let this dry in. We're going to get 3 blocks. And a number 2. And we're going to squeeze them together. This is already 1. And we're going to go for another 3. This is number 1, number 2, and we're going to squeeze it and press them down this way. And give it a couple of minutes. For everyone who uses the smaller blocks, the second lantern will be very easy, because I would go, if I would make it, I would go, you have for your first lantern, this is your bottom, and of course you did 5 high of this one, 5 high, and I would go for the other size. For the second one I would go for 6 or 7 high. I would make it higher because I have the bigger blocks and he also will be higher, but with the smaller blocks they are already much smaller. So I would go for the first, oh, you see already, for the first I would go for 5 high, and for the second I would go for 6 or 7 high, just depending on your own taste. And that's what I would do. I would just make 2 of the exactly same, but I just do the height bigger. So, and now we're going to go further with the bigger blocks. We have ready the first ring of the bottom. Now we're going to do the second layer. We are going to do some glue over here again, and we're going to place it, but in the opposite direction, on top of each other this way. And we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, and we're going to turn it over, and again give it some pressure from this side, and again very easy, a nice straight line. And we're going to let this dry, and of course in a moment, and you can also do it already now, you do some glue on this side, over here, and just place the one on top of here in the middle. You can already do it very easy like this, and let it dry in. So now I'm going to get my 4 blocks again, and I'm going to do some glue on this side, and I'm going to glue them together again, the same like we did with the first one, and some glue on the side over here. And we're going to place this one, and we're going to do this one on this side, and a little on the inside over here, just a small line. And we're going to place it over here and make a nice square. Give it a little bit of pressure also from this side, and make sure that you have a nice straight line. Take your time for it to make nice squares, if I am correctly, like this. And we're going to make the last one, because we're going to make only 2. So we do 1 over here, and we're going to place this one over here, and we're going to do the third one, and he will be over here, and the last on this side, and again a little on this side. And we're going to place it in, and this way we give it a pressure, and again over here, and we're going to let them dry if we have the right shape, and this way. In the meantime, while these 2 are drying, we are going to get again 3 blocks, and we're going to roll them together again, and this is number 1, and we're going to go for the second one again, and we're going to go and glue them also together, and this way. And we are going to remove the glue, yes, because then your DIY will be much better. It is not such a problem if you are going to paint everything, then it doesn't matter too much if you leave the glue on. But if you like the wood coloring, then I recommend that you always make you clean your surface, because or else you get all kind of stains on top of your wood. So I let both of them dry in, and what I'm going to do again, we do some glue over here, And we're going to place this one in the opposite direction again on top of here, and we're going to give it some pressure also. And we're going to let this dry in also, and we're going to make the last one, and then we're already almost what we for the second street lantern, of course. So the last couple of blocks, this is number 1, and the last of the doubles, and then you already have all of the pieces you need also for the second one. Again, squeeze it and make a straight line like this. And we're going to do the same like we did with this one. So now we're going to get our pieces and we're going to glue them together. We're going to look for which is fitting the best. I think this one, because he will be a little bit crooked, and that's not what we want. Maybe this one is better. It's also an option. So we're just going to glue them on the inside again. Just do some glue over here, and then we're going to place it together very easy and squeeze it. And on this the same over here. And we're going to let this rest also for a couple of minutes. And before I'm going to paint it, of course, this will be the bottom. You see, this is the bottom for the smaller one. Of course, we have our middle piece for on top. Then we already, of course, have the top over here. And this will be also a top. But if we are going to do these 4 loose blocks over here, it is very, neutral, a little bit boring. What I'm going to do, I was thinking, I think I'm going to make an extra ring of 4. The same like I did with the bottom, and I think that looks a little bit more like a street lantern if we glue everything together, because else it looks a little bit, like I said, boring, but like the same like all lanterns. So I'm going to try to give it a little bit of different, and I'm going to glue this one over here. And in a moment you will see that we do the same like we did with the bottom. And again, squeeze it and press it together. And we're going to get the glue away. And I know for someone who is watching and is not familiar with my channel, I do everything step by step so everyone can easily make the same DIY. And of course, I make the mistake and you don't have to make them anymore. That's why you think, what's she talking every time, every step again. But a lot of people enjoy, and then it's easy to make the same DIY if you like at least the street lanterns. If you don't like it, you don't make it. It's very easy. So I'm going to let this dry also, and then we're going to paint the pieces in the black color. So I have my black color ready, but first what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on one of the blocks for the top, so that makes the tops a little bit more different than he would normally be. So again, place it in the middle, the same like you did with the stand, and we're going to make sure that he is in the middle like this. And now we're going to piece this one. I'm going to do black. I'm going to do 4 loose blocks. I'm going to do in the black color, and I think that will be it. And later on, of course, a double block on the top, but for now this one will be black and this one will be black, the 4 loose blocks, and the rest will be in the same color. So what we're going to do, we're going to take one of this one, and we're going to, I think I like this one better. I'm going to place this one over here. I'm going to turn this one over, and I'm going to do again some glue at the rounding of the opening, and I'm going to place it in the middle like this, and I'm going to let it set in for now at least a half hour. So now I'm going to get only the block with is only the double block, nothing more. We are going to get our black blocks we're going to do a little bit of glue on the underside, not too much, and we're going to place it over here on the corners and this way. And of course we have to make sure that he stays in place. This is one. We're going to get the second one. Just do a little drop and we're going to place it over here. And of course take your time for it, because it's always better to take your time for this kind of work, because if you do it too fast it doesn't look very nice. So again, I take my time, and I know, I understand if you want to skip forward, if this is boring you, I totally understand. But of course I hope you stay. And you see, and better, I hope you do even this DIY already together with me. That would be even more great. So this way, and I'm going to let this rest in for at least also a half hour. So, and one of the last stops will be stops. In the net we call stop, but here you call steps. Of course, a little bit of glue over here, and we do a little of glue over here and on this side and on this side, and we're going to let this glue also dry in for a couple of minutes. So now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to turn it over like this, and you see already it's getting a challenge because we have an opening over here. We are going to take our piece, we are going to turn it over, and we're going to place it exactly on the top over here. So we are going to look if we have it on the place we want to have it. Of course, a little to the back side. And then we're going to let this dry. So now we have two pieces over, this piece, and now they only have to glue together. So we do some glue again in the middle, and then we are almost at the finishing touches of our lantern, and we're going to place it inside in the middle, because now we can see better what is the middle. Of course this way, and give it a little bit of pressure, and again wipe away the glue you don't need, and this way. And we're going to give this also a couple of minutes to dry, and then we only need the top finishing touch on the top. I have to say it right in English. Sometimes this day is just a day again. With English and Dutch together, it's always a hard thing, but you see me in a moment for the last little step for the quick impression. You see here the two lanterns. Of course, I'm not going to show you totally, but what we're going to do, of course, I mean, you can do on the top, you can do some a bead, you can do some other piece of wood, you can also do some Christmas greenery or maybe some other greenery, but I want to use it all year round, so I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm just going to do some wood glue on top of here, glue them together like this, and I'm going to cut them in half, and then one will be in the black color and one I will leave in this color. Very easy. And then I'm going to glue them exactly in the middle on top of both of our street lanterns. So, but you see at the moment really the quick impression. And you see a quick impression of our two sizes of tumbling tile block street lanterns, and I'm so happy how both of them turned out. Of course, I totally did forget to tell you in the beginning, you also need two battery operated tea lights. Of course, I painted them mine in the black color because they were white, and I like the black color better. It gives a more warm and cozy feeling. Of course, I hope you took out your tumbling tile blocks too and did this DIY together with me. And if you're only here to watch, of course, I hope you had fun watching. If you're not subscribed to our channel, of course, we hope you will click the red subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. It would help our channel a lot to grow. And for more DIYs, come on over to our description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Enough talking. I wish you all an amazing day and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.